And now I would like to compare what you thought versus actual sales. Because I want to know if they line up or whether you just talk shit. The official launch day of Holo Taco Dark Rainbow Collection. I'm so excited because this is me, this is my colors. That's all the orders. Benji, get your box! Ben updated collection sets remaining 77%. Wait, that's crazy. It's been 2 minutes, Ben. Do you want sales data? Sales data, let's go. This was from launch week. So it includes not the collection box where people bought all 7. This is how many were purchased relative to each other. So clearly Lost in the Woods was the top seller as an individual SKU, followed by Crimson Void, Dead Petals, Violet Nightmare, Sunken Secrets, Burnt Bridges, and then Amber Apathy was the lowest. The vast majority of people purchased the collection box, which means there was love for all of them. But if we only look at people who were picking up individual shades, these are the end results of how they sold. Lost in the Woods was a rare top-selling green polish, a unique result in the sense that we never have a top-selling green. And this was absolutely so. Good job, green. I mean, I think I know why. It's because we were really missing a dark, beautiful forest green linear holo. And this color absolutely spoke to people. I also noted that the top 3, Lost in the Woods, Crimson Void, and Dead Petals, ranked consistently since hour 1 after launch. And what that means is sometimes #1 ranker can change over time, but in this case, the top 3 were consistently ranked in that order from the beginning. And yet again, people sleep on the yellow shade, which is just like so sad. Now, this is not a surprise, in part because Holo Royalty voted that yellow was the least endorsed favorite color. Lemon Sucker and Lemon Spritzer were in our bottom 10 sellers in 2021. And other yellows that we've released have also not done the best. And then people ask me to make golds or yellows, and it's like, we do, but they sell the worst. Another good point, this data includes people who've been purchasing across shades. It's not the same thing as polling people and asking people what's your favorite shade. So for example, if I poll you and say, what's your favorite shade? You only get one choice. You can only pick Lost in the Woods. But if you come to the store and you can pick up individual shades, you can pick Lost in the Woods and Sunken Secrets and Amber Apathy. And those 3 add to the data points. Show us the comparison to only one polish purchase. Oh, there's too much data running, guys. Very few customers buy only one color. Most people who don't pick up the collection box pick up 3 or 4 or 5 shades at a time, in part because of shipping thresholds, so people want to get free shipping. It's much less common for someone to come to the store and just buy one nail polish. If you recall, we did a poll on this stream on launch day because I wanted to know what your guys' first impression upon seeing the polishes revealed, what your faves were. And now I would like to compare what you thought versus actual sales, because I want to know if they line up or whether you just talk shit. Here are the results. Interesting. Okay, interesting. I also had to do some math to put both polls together, but just trust me, I did some averages and whatever. You have to trust me. Lost in the Woods and Crimson Void were disproportionately favored on stream relative to the other shades compared to sales. So if you look here, Lost in the Woods, you had 26% and 27% for Crimson Void, and you had some of the other ones represented much lower proportions in terms of when I asked stream their favorite shades. So there was a higher variance when I'm asking people for their favorite versus when I'm looking at sales. In other words, opinions were very strong on stream because we're really seeing your top favorites, they're really out there. Percentages do not add up to 100% due to rounding. I don't want to see any fucking smartasses who say,
that adds up to 101%, Christine, you did math wrong.
Yeah, that happens when you have rounding. This is data that's a little bit different from this because this is number and this is proportion of all individual sales, what proportion were Lost in the Woods. That's why, the difference between the bars might look a little bit different, but it made the most sense to compare it to stream because we're talking about a proportion versus a proportion. Got it? But yeah, Lost in the Woods was the highest proportion for sales, but not here. YouTube voted a little bit, just a little bit more. Not that much, just this much more for Crimson Void. So these were flipped. but they're very close. 20%, 19%, and 26 and 27% are so close that like I'm not gonna tell you it's statistically significant or anything. So the order was different here, so that's also interesting. So Dead Petals was kind of on par with being in third place, whether for sales proportion or for stream. But then Burnt Bridges was actually next in line on stream, but it was not for sales. It was Violet Nightmares. No surprise for Amber Apathy. Everyone's having a Merry Christmas with the top two though. One more data slide because I had to, because I was like, this is so interesting to compare to stream opinion, which we can conclude is not that far off from sales in terms of like preference order. Other collections, I'll say you're full of shit, but this one, you're pretty aligned. I also asked my Instagram audience to vote last night on which one they prefer. Let's check out those results. Okay, we had to change the chart because there's too many bars going on. This is proportion of sales. This is proportion of votes on YouTube stream audience on launch day. This is proportion of votes on my Instagram from last night, with the exception of YouTube where it's pretty close. Lost in the Woods definitely dominated on Instagram. Look at that. Ooh, Instagram loves dark green. My dark rainbow collection got delivered right now. So now I can ask what's on the menu for Simply. What did I say? I said you need time to play with it, not just delivered. I cannot tell you right now, chat. We are doing data. Class, settle down. Please only ask questions related to the material presented here today. On that note, questions, comments, concerns? Would you like to place an order? Would you like to subscribe to the stream? Would you like to join the Simply Analogical Discord server? I will not tell you what's on the final exam. How did you feel when the box sold out so fast? Good and also sad. The box did sell out in about 12 hours. The worst scenario for me is something selling out like in an hour. I hate that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to manufacture that. However, we also can't like overdo it on stocking way too much of something if there's a risk that they're not gonna go, especially when it's something like a collection box, which costs a lot of money and takes up a lot of space, and we don't charge for the box. Not every collection is gonna be the perfect forecast. I see a lot of people say things like,
well, you know exactly how many sold from your previous collection. Why don't you just do the exact same and it'll sell at the exact same rate? Like,
no, that never happens. I can tell you that with certainty now. That absolutely never happens. It's always gonna vary. It's always gonna change and differ for so many variables: season, a customer appeal to the collection. Will there ever be a holo nude or even a nude creme? I need basic for work, but with holo it'd stay fun. What did I tell you? It's everything you say I'm working on. Everything you say I'm working on. Okay, not everything you just said. Most of what you just said. Technically. Okay. YouTube average age group is much younger. Wouldn't that affect the results when they vote for their favorite and aren't able to purchase? Yep, absolutely. For sure. I've done this poll before, but maybe let's do it again. How about this? There's 2 questions I'm gonna ask, so make sure you stay tuned. Don't leave. I have 2 questions and you have to answer both of them. Have you ever personally purchased Holo Taco? Yes or no? 19% of you said no, so that's basically 20%. Okay, the second question is, do you paint your own nails? 93% of you said yes. Wow, that's absolutely not the result at all we got on the podcast, which isn't surprising. I was expecting there to be a gap there, but that's a lot. 93% of you right here, right now, paint your nails. And to the 7%, you're all just data nerds, I gather, right? The 7% is like, actually, I'm a statistician. I don't know what nail polish is, but I love it here. Hi, nice to meet you. Shout out to the 7%. It's like my boss, my coworkers. I am planning on doing a 2022 year-end sales review stream, kind of like I did last year. I did 2021 sales data. We did like the top 10, the bottom 10, some other fun stuff in between. But that'll be in January, obviously, because we got to let the year finish. Can you show us the dog? Okay, do you have more questions or do you want the dog? Bring me the dog! So my sister is away for the weekend and she gave me her dog. Her dog's name is Bentley, like the car. I don't know why, because she's very expensive or something. I stole my sister's puppy. Because this is Bentley. Oh my God, Bentley, no, don't eat the nail polish.
He thinks you're Jen.
He thinks I'm Jen because we look alike. We smell alike too. He's a half Shih Tzu, half Maltese.
He's a white dog.
I don't know my dog lore. He's a cute little boy. Sometimes, like, by accident, I think dogs can jump like cats. So I've definitely been like, here, go down. And he's like, I'm not a
so
cat.
graceful. What am I doing?
Just how big he is. He's a big boy. I'm a big boy Bentley. All right, everyone. I'm gonna go play with my sister's dog. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, data nerds, and I will see y'all later. Bye.